What's up, traders? This is Jason Jenkins with Jenkins Risk Management. I want to do a video. It's going to be a little bit longer, but I want to walk through. This is going to be a series of videos, and what I want to do is kind of I'm going to walk through this entire pairs trade I want to do, and I'm going to do it between Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and a little bit of arbitrage between. I'll probably just do it through Bitfinex. It doesn't really matter whether any of the major exchanges. Um, and then the interesting thing here is we're going to be playing the arbitrage into this this exchange right here, which is a Zimbabwe exchange. And I want to say right off the bat that this is not something you want to risk a lot of money on, okay? So as I walk through this, I'm going to just show you a really simple example of how we're going to risk literally under 250 bucks, and over the course of the next 3 to 6 months I want to see if we can parlay this into something meaningful. Maybe we can we're going to try to double our money 2, 3, 4 times. We'll see if we can do it. It kind of depends on the volatility of the price of Bitcoin, but I'll kind of show you the thinking behind what I want to try to do. So I've been watching this exchange, this price of Bitcoin versus the dollar on this exchange since for the last couple months, maybe even not even that, maybe the last 30 days, 45 days. And I want to point out to you guys, so here, this is the price. Okay, this is, I won't get into why this is like this, but it obviously has to do with the currency problems in these types of developing or third world countries, whatever name you want to put on it. The point is that these these countries and these regions that are having issues with their currency, whether it's kind of hyperinflation environments or just trying to get that, a lot of people are unbanked. They don't trust the government. Lots of reasons why, but this is creating a premium for the price of Bitcoin. And what's interesting is there would be even better arbitrage in here if you could get your money out, but it's kind of a one-way in as far as the dollars go. So you can move coin in here, you just can't take dollars out unless you're as a U.S.-based citizen, or that's only really for people that are in the country that could take dollars out. But you can convert back to Bitcoin, or you can see Dash here, Litecoin. Except the problem is if you go back to Litecoin, for example, you're still paying a premium. You can see that the bid on Litecoin, 80 to 85 here. The traditional price in all these other exchanges is around 50 bucks or 53. So you have to, the reason to do this is not just because, oh yeah, well, you can double your money and then switch to Litecoin and move the money, move the coin out and you have a nice arbitrage. That's not the case, because you're going to be paying up on the Litecoin. What I want to do is take advantage of this volatility. So this price has been moving about twice the amount that Bitcoin has on some of the other exchanges. So in other words, if Bitcoin on Bittrex moves up 3%, you might see 6, 7, 9% move sometimes on this exchange. And you also notice the spread is crazy wide. So this is just a huge spread. So you can actually gain the spread, it's called, by bidding and offering if you get lifted or you get hit. So that can be an added percent return if you're able to pull that off as well. That's kind of what market makers do. I don't want to get too much into it, but just the basics of what the game plan is here, guys, is I want to explain this. So here's Bitcoin. Let's see. So I'm trying to go through this quickly because I don't want the price to back off up here. I'm trying to want to sell into those highs. But guys, so I've been watching the price over here on this exchange. 8,000. This is towards the high end of the range, which makes sense because obviously Bitcoin's back on the highs, right? So last time we were up here, we had these levels over here. So you'll notice Bitcoin's trading underneath 5,000 on this exchange. It's crazy. There was an 8,000 offer here all day, pretty much. All right, so this is what I want to do. When we get pullbacks, the deep pullbacks, the price on this exchange might, I think it might have even got below 5,000, but the lowest I've seen is about 5,000, 5,500, and that was when Bitcoin's trading down at these levels. All right, so here's what we can do. If you can buy well on the traditional markets, we'll just call them, right, Bittrex, etc. When we get to levels in the market that we want to buy, I want to buy on those exchanges, hold a core piece, and then when you get back to the big picture levels, like up here, this is obviously the all-time highs we're sitting right underneath. There's opportunity in here where you can basically double your money and even more. So if this price happened to be 4,000 when we're on the lows, now you're back up at 8,000, there's a double in there. All right, it's a little bit more than, you know, Bitcoin hasn't exactly doubled. It's, you would obviously need to be back at 6 for a double to be here. So there's more vol here, and what I want to do is risk a small amount on Bitcoin, and then I'm gonna risk a small amount on Bitcoin Cash and just show you how I plan to play this. And let's just walk through it instead of me talking. So what I did to start this trade off was, I'll take a picture of my journal here and just to show you guys some of the numbers, and I'll kind of chop that into the video. But last time Bitcoin was down here at 4,000, what I did was basically go buy $150 worth of Bitcoin. Okay, and again, you just want to play this small. Whatever amount you're willing to lose, you have to be willing to lose the entire amount, because you can wake up one day and these guys are just gone. Your coin's gone, your dollars are gone, you know, they just disappear. So whatever that amount is, I'm just giving an example of under 500 bucks how I think we can parlay this. So I'm going to split the two. All right, so between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, 150 bucks was about 0.03823 Bitcoin when we were trading around 4,000. So I bought that Bitcoin when we were around 4,000. Now I'm going to come in here and I'm actually going to transfer from my Bitfinex and go to this exchange. All right, I might have to come back in the video because it might take an hour for the confirmations to go through on the blockchain, but I should double the amount of dollars in here in my wallet. So, you know, I have $100 here, guys, that I was trying to, when I first was playing around with this stuff, that I tried to send myself, and obviously this is stuck in the system. It's never going to come out because I can't take any dollars out. So anyway, that's what this is. So you should see after I do this transfer, I'll walk through it real quick. This balance should be, there should be an extra $300 in there if we do it correctly. Because essentially I bought Bitcoin at 4,000 and now I'm going to try to get lifted. I'm going to try to get lifted at 8,000. Just hit this bid just to make the transfer go through because I don't want to miss up here. Alright, so I'm going to come back in the video and show you guys where I got this trade off. It'll probably be like an hour from now. But here's how I'm going to do it. So we're going to come through here. I go to my wallets. Hopefully I don't have any personal information that somebody's going to take advantage of here. But anyway, we go Bitcoin Cash. Withdraw. All right, Bitcoin, and I'm going to put in my address here, so anybody that wants to send me coin to this address, you're more than welcome to. But I go to my wallets, Bitcoin. All right, I copy this address. This is the receiving address. Always double check. You got Bitcoin right here. When I was trading treasuries, it's always double and triple checking, but this stuff, it's the same thing. I've done it before where you have a space or a couple spaces at the end here, and you put that into like Gemini and send it, and it just disappears. It's gone. So you guys got to, I'm trying to go through this quick for the sake of the video, but always double and triple check this stuff. So now, go back here. And I'm double checking again. Bitcoin address. Boom. This is the sending address. All right. The amount of Bitcoin I want to put in. Now this is about $150 worth back when Bitcoin was 4,000, which was about 0.03823 coin BTC. You see right there, now it's worth 182 bucks. Okay, now when I transfer this Bitcoin into the other exchange, I'm going to try to sell it for even more. So I'm thinking there should be about 300 bucks from my original 150. I should be trying to double my money here almost. Okay, so we'll see. That's my receiving amount. Adding a note here. Yes, I've read the conditions. These guys used to be called Bitcoin Fundy. All right. Double check everything. Bitcoin withdraw. That's the address. Yep, that's the address. All right. Request withdraw. Exchange wallet. Let's come out of my exchange wallet. Okay. Oh, all right. I'll put this in. Okay, guys. Now, Bitfinex has a little bit extra security, which sometimes if you're trying to do this arbitrage stuff and the market's moving, this takes a lot of the punch out of it because it just takes forever. All right, I'm gonna pause the video, come back once I take care of this email, and then wait for the Bitcoin to be sent into this exchange, and then we're gonna try to hit a bid or get lifted, and I'll show you how I do that. So this is gonna be multiple videos, guys. All right, and then when I come back, we're gonna talk about Bitcoin Cash and what I want to do there. Well, I'll go through it right now. So Bitcoin Cash, guys, basically is at the lows here where we want to be a buyer versus BTC. So when I come back here to Bitcoin Cash, we're back to the lows. All right. Okay, guys, Jason here again, Jenkins Risk Management. This is that part 2 of the series we're doing on this pairs trading and arbitrage between the traditional exchanges and this GoldX exchange. And so previously, in the last video, I just transferred this amount of BTC that I bought a couple weeks ago, around 4,000 when Bitcoin was trading around 4,000. Obviously, it's sitting right underneath the all-time highs right now. We initiated this exchange, guys, at 6:13. I'm just looking at my phone when Bitfinex gave me the withdrawal. Request was at 6:11, 6:13 p.m. and then I just got the deposit into this exchange in 6:35. So that's pretty good. I mean, sometimes Bitcoin gets clogged up. It might be an hour and a half. I've had trying to do this sometimes. So that's pretty fast. 20 minutes. Pretty impressive. I mean, I just tried to send a wire to Canada a couple weeks ago. It took 2 weeks. The wire never went. Cost me $100 through TD. It just was a mess. It takes 20 minutes to do this type of stuff. Pretty amazing. But here you go, guys. 0.3780 Bitcoin wallet. Now watch. Let's see. I'll show you how I'm going to try to see if I can get lifted. I might let it sit for a while, come back. I'll kind of watch it this evening. If I can get lifted, all the better. If not, I might just hit a bid. But what we're going to see is this balance here. I'm expecting it to be, we risked 150 bucks on this. I want to see it up around 300. Now it might show 400 because I have this 100 locked up. But either way, it should be about 300-400 bucks in here. This 100 is never going to, this is just lost in the internet. So that is what it is. Sometimes that stuff happens when you're trying something new. Anyway, so we're going to come here, buy, sell. Here's the market again. The best offer was 8,000 all day. Now it's come in a little bit. So what we can do is we'll just try to get in front of this guy and see I mean, I think it's nighttime over there. I don't know who might be trading this. Looks like the last trade was right here at 780.99. So somebody paid up there, 788.99. This guy's coming a dollar cheaper. So you guys want to let's just play with this guy. Maybe let's put our bid in here at 78.97. And I'll stop the video and come back, but I'll play around with this for like the next hour. Worst case, unless I'll keep an eye on the price of Bitcoin. See, it's already coming off a little bit. So I don't want Bitcoin to start to back off too much, because then we're going to run the risk that I'm going to lose the bid. I mean, right, this is really thin market. This time of day, Forex markets are pretty much kind of closed. Obviously, the Forex, or stock markets are closed. So it's a squirrely time, guys, to be trading, but that's what's kind of interesting about the crypto market. It never really sleeps. So what we're going to do is I don't want Bitcoin to back off too much, because I'm going to lose this bid right here. But worst case, I'll just going to sell and hit a bid for 7,200 or 7,400. But I want to see if I can do a little better. So I'm going to come in here, sell, order type limit, price. We're going to just step in front of this guy, 78.97. 78.97. Volume, we're trading that same amount. I mean, we could just do my whole amount right here. So that should be about $300. Remember I said that's what I was looking for? Basically doubling our from 2 weeks ago when I bought around 4,000. All right, full ask, that's fine. Fee, $78.99. Always double check. That just comes from my years of having $100 million at the end of your fingertips. You don't want to go the wrong way. It costs you, a mistake like that can cost you 30 grand in a second. It's happened to me lots of times. Sell BTC. Oh, sometimes when you hit full ask, it changes the price. So I'm going to try that to get this back to 78.97. That's probably going to infuriate whoever that is, but they did the same thing to the person. So I don't know if you hear that sound. I go refresh this. There we are, 78.97. That's my offer. That's the size. All right, so I'll pause the video here. We'll come back and I'll let you guys know where I was able to get this off at. Okay, so now on the Bitcoin Cash side, this is one of the currencies here that's traded on this exchange, right? BCC, okay? So you'll notice, wow, they have a 600 offer right now. That's amazing. So guys, look, 482 by 600. That is unheard of. Right now, if you're trying to sell Bitcoin Cash, this is the best offer, 600. Somebody might come in and decide that they want to buy on this exchange. That's the best offer right now, and pay 600. So that's a double. Right now, here, Bitcoin BCC is 319 bucks. All right. So earlier today, when I was just about to do this video, I came in and bought one Bitcoin Cash. Again, we're trying to risk less than $500 as this example that we're going to do this trade over the next several months. Okay. So we'd buy one of these guys, one of these tokens, 317 bucks. I think I paid. All right. Now, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to wait on this because we want to see this rally. But I'm just showing you guys the example of how quick you could double this and then how we're going to play this. So obviously it's 319 we paid. If I were to just transfer my BCH right now to this exchange and put my one token on the offer, somebody might pay that over the next day or so. I'm going to double my money just like that. All right. Obviously, if I wanted to sell it right away, there's not even one token right there. That's how thin these markets are. But I could sell it for like 480 bucks. But that's not what we want to do. We want to actually try to wait for a rally and then come into the market and see where this is. So I'm going to look at the bid side. But I think that if and when we see Bitcoin Cash rally, and what I want to look for is I'm going to play a daily cycle. This is a 4-hour chart. We're going to play the daily. So you can see it's gotten absolutely crushed. And this is why I want to be a buyer down here. So we've been nibbling. And what I'm looking for is this cycle to turn back up here. And then I'm going to sell into the next top of the cycle. So the next 3 to 5 day rally, let's say. Then I want to come back and see where this market is. And my guess is it's the bid side will be, let's say we get 100. Well, let's just look. Let's see. If Bitcoin Cash can go back to levels up here, this would be a double all the way back here. Maybe we don't get quite back that high, 50%. So let's say that's 10,000 level. That's probably like 450. Okay, on Bitfinex maybe, and we'll see. Maybe this is over 500, 600 on the bid side. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 600 on the bid side. It's basically almost double right now. So that's what we're looking for. So we're going to buy at 300 here. I mean, this would be getting lucky if somebody just came in and paid up and bought us and lifted us on the offer at 600. But if we get a rally on Bitcoin, or sorry, on Bitcoin Cash, then we want to come back. Maybe it's a week from now, and we'll see if we can hit a 600 bid, and then we're going to double our money. So what I want to try to do is, we just doubled our money on the Bitcoin side into this exchange, right? We bought at 4,000. We're going to try to sell it at 8,000. So I paid it 150 bucks at 4,000, moved it into this exchange. I'm going to try to sell it up and double my money. So I should have 300 bucks in here. Okay, so I'll have 300 here. All right, guys. And then if we can get that BCC to rally, we can see if we can get a double there too. And so we paid 315 bucks. We get a double. Let's see if we can just say put 600 in there. So the goal would be to have 900 bucks or so in this account now. And I'll explain what I want to do from there. But guys, I'm going to, you know, if you look at this breakdown, I can kind of walk through it. But the total risk is really only about $233. And here's how I break this down. This is my trading journal. I already bought one BCC. We just talked about that 377. I bought 0.03823 that I just moved into that other exchange, the Golex exchange. And I bought that at 4,000. Okay, that's about 150 worth. We went through this. Now, here's the risk. In theory, my risk is all the way if Bitcoin goes to zero, if Bitcoin Cash goes to zero, right? If that's the case in this scenario, then my total risk is all the 317 bucks I bought on this trade. BCC goes to zero, Bitcoin goes to zero. I lose that 150 bucks. $467 is my total risk in theory. Now, as a trader, that's not really the real risk, because is Bitcoin going to go to zero? Very unlikely anytime soon, right? Same thing with Bitcoin Cash, all right? So let's just assume that a 50% drawdown from where I bought it, and again, we've already bought this stuff that's been pretty well knocked down, okay? But just as an example, so what is my risk? Let's take 50% of the 317, 50% of the 150, all right? That's $233 total risk, okay? That's how a trader thinks about it. So I am risking 233 bucks, and I think by the time if and when we get a Bitcoin Cash rally, we should have about 900 bucks in this account. So if you're willing to lose 233 bucks and move it to this exchange, it's a great way to already parlay into almost $1,000 to trade this around. Now, what I want to do is just give you guys an example. So how far can this drop, and what kind of spreads can we make? This is how we want to trade it around. So back when Bitcoin was up here, okay, this is the daily chart. Again, the prices on the Zimbabwe exchange was about 8,000, and then it dropped to about 4,000, 5,000, and now it's back up. It's about doubled again, 4,000, 5,000 to 8,000. So this is the way we want to play it. We're gonna try to take advantage of these moves on this exchange 2 or 3 or 4 times and just keep doubling. And then what I want to do, if we can, so example, if you can, next time we get a hard knockdown on Bitcoin, we're going to be buying not only Bitcoin on the traditional way around our core position, but we're going to take that $1,000 that we now generated in here, and we're going to wait for a really deep pullback. So, for example, just a couple of weeks ago, you could have bought Bitcoin in here at 5,500. Well, the Bitcoin price here was lower, right? It was like 3,500. So I'm not talking about moving out and back in and out. I'm talking about we're going to trade it within this ecosystem, within this market. But look, I mean, when Bitcoin was back down here at these levels, 3,500, let's say, you could have bought. So let's say we move in, we sell up here at 8,000. All right, and then let's say we get another pullback in the Bitcoin market, and we're back at 3,500. What we're going to do then is we're sitting on that cash. We're going to come back in, and we're going to buy 5,500 worth of this Bitcoin, and we're going to play out the next rally. All right, and so if we can buy at 5, sell at 8, we're going to keep doing that a few times. All right, and compound our money. And let's say we get up to 2 or 3 grand. Remember, we started with risking 233 bucks. We're going to try to get up to like 2 or 3. At that point, if we have that many dollars in here, I don't want to risk this exchange just disappearing and losing all that work. So, I mean, yeah, if that happened, it's not the end of the world because you only risk 200 bucks. That's why I don't want anybody coming in here and putting 10 grand in. You know, that's not smart. But if you start small and you can willing to risk it because you only, you know, it's all house money from there, big deal. So if we get up to like 2 or 3 grand, guys, then I want to try to eventually get it back out. And so here's the thinking. What we got to wait for then, let's say we parlay this a couple times 3-4 months from now, okay? And we've got 3 grand in there. What I want to do is wait for the next deep dip on Bitcoin again, and then we'll see where we are on obviously the price over here. But if we're back at, say, even let's say we're at 5,000 on the deep dip in Bitcoin, what we're going to do then is, like, let's say we have 3 grand or 4 grand, whatever, we're going to take half out and try to get it back out of, just get it, put it in our pocket. So what we're going to do then is we'll buy back Bitcoin, okay? And let's say it's at 5,000 at that point. Well, you might be saying to yourself, well, Jason, yeah, it's 5,000, but look where the price of Bitcoin is going to be. You're really not making any money because you're buying above the market. You're not going to be able to buy the same amount of Bitcoin as you could in the, you know, in some of these other markets. And that's true. But let's think about it from just a relative perspective. If Bitcoin drops back down here to 3,500, and I've already made a bunch of money trading. Okay, I come back here and let's say I can only buy back my Bitcoin for 5,000. All right, well, then I'm going to transfer it to my wallet. All right, now it's true at that point in time, maybe I can only sell my Bitcoin for 3,500, but that's not what we're going to do. We're going to sit on the coin. And then sure enough, as time goes by, the idea is that we're converting back at somewhere around the mean. And like, look where today we're back at 5,000. So that's going to be the way that we're going to try to get the coin back out. And then we're going to sit on the coin. Okay. And if we can get it out and then we get another rally, we'll be sitting good because you're going to have more coin than you started with. Right. You just have to get it out on the right pullbacks and then we'll take it out on the, I mean, because there's enough volatility and we'll gain the spread that, I mean, time goes by, price is back up at 5,000. You know what? You got your coin out and it's back at the same levels. So I wouldn't really care if I take $200 to 3,000, and then I get my coin out, half of it out, and yeah, if it's $5,000 at the time, and price is down here at 3,500, well, yeah, if I wanted to go right to dollars, I would be taking a loss as far as I just transferred 5,000 worth of BTC, and it's only worth 3,500. But that's only if you're gonna convert it right away. If you sit on it, I mean, the price is back up like today at 5,000, so that's a pretty good trade. When it comes back up, then maybe you let it go. So anyway, I don't know. I hope that makes sense, guys. But we'll do it over a several part series, and then I think it'll make more sense as we go. So we're playing Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin off each other, and then we're playing the arbitrage between these exchanges, and we're playing the vol. This is pretty special. I don't know how long this is going to last. I hope this exchange is around, and we can kind of do this for a while. It should be fun. But I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll keep you posted. If you like this stuff, you guys want to, leave some comments below. If there's other things you want us to touch on, I'm fine. I might even do some courses on, more of how to do some of the similar stuff, pairs trades, or even simple stuff like getting started in Bitcoin and buying and selling on the exchanges. So, do the usual, like the videos, leave some comments, subscribe, and I'll keep coming at you guys with more content. All right, have a great rest of your evening.